Man, you know humanity's really doing too much when we've built a toilet that costs millions of dollars. And it still backfires. Yeah, this actually happened. The International Space Station had a toilet that decided one day, you know what, I'm tired of this. And it went full super soaker on the crew. Let that sink in. You're an astronaut, the pride of your country, a PhD in physics, survived G-forces, trained for years, and now you're floating in zero gravity, covered in, well, the wrong kind of dark matter. So picture it, it's 2008. The ISS is cruising 250 miles above Earth. Everything's calm, everyone's professional. Then, poof, the Russian toilet explodes. NASA spent decades dreaming of exploring the universe. But nobody trained for plumbing Armageddon. And because it's the ISS, there's nowhere to run. You can't open a window. You can't just say, yo, I'll handle it outside. No, you're locked in a tin can with recycled air and revenge in liquid form. The alarm goes off, not for oxygen, not for fire, for toilet malfunction. That's how you know space is ghetto. The crew floats over, terrified. Cosmonaut Yuri's like, comrades, it is leaking. American astronaut's like, leaking? What's leaking? And Yuri's like, everything. Now listen, that space toilet costs $19 million. $19 million. For that price, that thing better talk dirty, play jazz, and recite the national anthem while it flushes. Instead, it turned into a fountain. It was like the Bellagio of bad decisions. Imagine that. $19 million to create a Vegas water show made entirely of regret. And you know some poor engineer back on Earth was sweating bullets. Mission control's like, station, what's happening up there? And the commander's like, we are experiencing a fluid event. NASA's like, define fluid? Every fluid, sir. Now, zero gravity makes this situation 10 times worse. On Earth, things fall down. In space, they just float. So now you've got rogue droplets orbiting your head like tiny moons of shame. You ever seen grown-up geniuses doing backflips with towels trying to catch runaway pee? That's the most expensive Cirque du Soleil act ever produced. They had to shut down experiments. Nobody's studying dark energy while dodging golden showers in space. NASA wrote a whole report about it. Very serious, very official. Incident: waste management system anomaly. Brother, just say the toilet exploded. And here's the best part. The thing that broke was a fan. A fan. You spend $19 million and you can't even get a Dyson in there? Russia built the original toilet, but NASA helped pay for it. So when it failed, both sides started arguing over whose poop problem it was. Like an intergalactic divorce. Your design. No, your maintenance. Your mother uses metric. While they argued, the crew's just floating there like, well, hey guys, we're still sticky up here. Eventually, they had to ship a new part on a Progress resupply rocket. Imagine being that astronaut waiting for the delivery. What's on board? Toilet parts and air freshener. They literally sent an Amazon Prime package of dignity to space. The astronauts had to use backup systems for days, which is a fancy way of saying bags. Multi-billion-dollar lab, medieval plumbing. You know, some guy in mission control whispered, I told you we should have brought a hammer. Now here's where it gets funny. They actually designed a new toilet after that. State-of-the-art, all-American engineering. Cost $23 million. Because apparently the lesson wasn't make it simpler, it was throw more money at it. This new one had titanium parts, automatic seals, airflow systems, vacuum pumps. The whole thing. They called it the Universal Waste Management System, which sounds like something the mafia would run. And guess what? First test, leaked. Of course it did. You can't fight space plumbing, man. There's a reason the Romans invented aqueducts. And they weren't floating 250 miles above Earth. But let's be real. I don't blame NASA or Russia. Plumbing is the true final frontier. Because you can fix rockets, you can calculate gravity, but you can't control pressure after Taco Tuesday. Astronauts are heroes, bro. They train for spacewalks, radiation, survival. Nobody warns them about getting hit by their own waste in zero G. Imagine the therapy session. So, tell me what traumatized you. Well, Doc, I saw Uranus in 4K. And you know somebody down in Houston tried to act calm about it. Station, this is Houston. We copy the fluid issue. Please attempt to contain. How, Gary? With hope? This wasn't a spill, this was a biological rebellion. You ever notice how every NASA problem sounds technical until you translate it into real English? Anomaly means explosion. Rapid unscheduled disassembly means boom. And waste system anomaly means toilet turned on its owners. What kills me is that this isn't even the first time. They've had multiple waste events on the ISS. One time, the Russian hose froze. Another time, someone installed a valve backwards. Bro, you're in space. That valve ain't a USB plug. You can't just flip it around and hope it fits. They even had a mission where the toilet clogged so bad, they had to share one for 3 nations. That's real diplomacy. You want world peace? Lock Americans, Russians, and Europeans in one bathroom for a week. I swear, the space toilet is the most human thing ever. We can launch robots to Mars, but we still can't make a toilet that won't betray us. And it's funny, every time NASA launches a new toilet, they have a press conference, like it's the iPhone release. This model has better suction and reduced splashback. Yeah, until it gets jealous again. They even designed one for future Mars missions. They call it the Zero Gravity Universal Waste System. And they tested it on Earth first. Because you don't want to discover your bathroom rage at 200 million miles from home. If you think about it, the space toilet is a perfect metaphor for life. We try to be smart, we try to be high-tech, but sometimes everything still blows up in our face. Literally. And you know what? That's okay. Because if those astronauts can clean up a zero-gravity toilet explosion and still smile for a photo, you can handle whatever's going wrong in your life. Just remember, keep calm, keep floating, and never underestimate the power of duct tape and dark humor. Because at the end of the day, we're all on the same spaceship, just trying not to get sprayed by our own mistakes.